Hey, everybody. My name is Dr. William Clark. I am the Vice President of Strategic Initiatives here at Career Resources. And this is your one-stop shop to get all the resources you need to find your next job and your next opportunity. I'm so excited to be on the line with you today. And since Corona hit, CRI and its various partners has committed to making sure we help job seekers through this strange season. And many people are struggling and trying to figure out where their next check's going to come from or where their new opportunity is going to come from. Now, if you don't know, Career Resources has a history of doing job fairs all over the state of Connecticut, and we wanted to continue to do that in this strange time where we're still in quarantine. And to do that, we decided to make it virtual, and today is the Waterbury Virtual Job Fair. And because of that, we have a number of employers on the line who are going to help us present their opportunities, and we're going to talk with them about what opportunities that they have available. Now, as your host, I'm going to be facilitating and curating this conversation, and as such, I want to walk through a couple of housekeeping rules for our employers and housekeeping rules for you, the job seeker, who will be watching this in post. So for our employers rather, if you are joining the line as an employer, number one, we're going to ask that if you're calling in, please use the Zoom app only. This will allow us to facilitate the conversation with you and with other employers. We're going to ask all employers, if we have not done so, please raise your digital hand in Zoom. In order to do that, you want to click on the participants tab at the bottom of your app, and you want to raise your digital hand. It will turn a hand blue next to your name. This will allow me to recognize you so that we can engage you in a conversation and give you the floor when it's your opportunity to present. Third, I'm going to be muting all lines as I have done so far. And in muting the lines, that means that we're going to keep the noise down to a minimum. Please do not unmute your lines until it's your turn to talk. At the time that you're talking, please unmute your lines. Make sure that your audio is good and that we can hear and see you pretty well. Now, we're going to ask all employers. You should have received a script from me or Rob Hebert or Kathy Manis or someone else, and we're asking that you not only complete it, but please email it back to me. My email address, and I hope Ismarie or Bobby can type it in the comments. My email address is clark@careerresources.org. It is clark@careerresources.org, Clark with no E. You can email me that script. I'm going to put it in this online repository that's going to be shared with job seekers. And also, as you are completing your script is going to be what you're going to use to present your company today. So you can run through the 8 questions or so that Rob has outlined for everyone, and this will govern your conversation. Now, once your script is over, we're going to mute your line. I'm going to introduce the next employer. You're each going to have 5 to 7 minutes to present your company. Don't worry. I know it doesn't seem like a lot. I'm going to come back to each and every one of you because at the end of the presentation of all the employers, we're going to engage in a podcast style conversation to talk about your various opportunities to answer questions that job seekers may have. And this allows the job seekers to get to know you and for you employers to get to know each other and to share some of the strategies you're utilizing to keep your companies afloat during this Corona period of time. So if you're joining a call, this is the last call for employers to raise your digital hand in Zoom. Please do not lower your hand. If you are an employer, Kim, I know you're an employer, you need to raise your hand. You want to go to the participants tab. No, raise your digital hand in Zoom. You want to do that by going to the participant tab at the bottom of your app. Click on participants, and there should be a function to raise your hand. All employers, please go to participants, click on raise your hand, and you'll see raise your hand. When I tap on that, and your hand will turn blue next to your name. Now, for job seekers, for those of you who are watching this video, first of all, we thank you. We thank you for staying in there with us. We thank you for considering submitting your application and your resume to the employers on this call. There are a couple of things I want to share with you as we go through this recording process. Number one, I encourage all job seekers to listen to each and every presentation. You will be surprised at the job opportunities you're going to hear today. And for you who's looking for an opportunity, you may find the perfect opportunity that you've been looking for. So please listen to every presentation that you hear today. Second, by the time you get this video, you're going to have the power to fast forward and rewind to your favorite parts of this job fair. That means you can target employers that you really want to work with. You can target employers that you really want to submit your resume to. So please use that function of the video. And then lastly, and this is really key, please leverage the conversations that we're going to have with employers after their presentations. This, what I found to be helpful is that these conversations will provide insight to every job seeker in terms of what each employer is looking for, what they value, what they find important. So please do not click off this video until you've listened to the post-presentations conversations. Now, with that being said, to all my employers, are you guys ready to go? A simple head nod would be sufficient. Just give me a head nod, thumbs up. Robert, thank you so much. Taylor, I see you. Kim, I see the smile. All right, everybody, we're ready to go. So I'm going to start at the top of my list. I'm going to invite Taylor Pepin to come to the floor. Taylor, come on, present your company and tell us about your company and what you're looking for.
Sure. So my name is Taylor. I am the HR generalist over at Dymax Corporation. We are located in Torrington. So we are actually looking for a number of positions with COVID. We actually are an essential business that has been kind of ramping up production because we do supply to several medical customers. So it's been really critical that we get new hires in the door as soon as possible. As far as what our company does, we create light curable adhesives. We also create UV equipment that will cure that adhesive. So our products go into several electronics components, medical devices, automotive, you name it. What positions are we currently looking to fill? We have several engineering roles we are looking to fill, along with laboratory technicians and several key manufacturing operators. We actually have about 15 to 20 roles open right now that you can apply directly on our website at www.dymax.com/careers or email hr@dymax.com.
Awesome, Taylor. Thank you so much. And if you would be so kind to just put your contact information in the chat for us to share with job seekers, that will be great. Thank you, Taylor. We'll be back with you momentarily. Robert LeBon Jr., come to the floor, sir. Present your company. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm the president and CEO of LeBon's Markets. We have four.
Hey, Robert. We accidentally hit the mute button. Just go ahead and start all over again so we can give you your full
okay.
5 minutes.
Good morning. I'm Robert LeBon Jr. from LeBon's Markets. We have 4 supermarkets in Watertown, Woodbury, Salisbury, and Prospect. We have 420 people working for us now. I am actually a 3rd generation in the business. We've been in business since 1962. We are a full-service supermarket. Current positions we're looking for is I'm looking for a seasoned chef with at least 2 years experience in our Woodbury store. Also, deli positions in the Watertown and Woodbury locations must be 18 or older to work in those positions. As far as future positions, we probably will be looking for shoppers as online ordering has picked up, and we're creating a digital platform very, very soon. So I'm looking to hire probably in the next few months shoppers and drivers for that part of the business. How to apply right now, I would just go in store. We like to see people. I would versus digital. Most people just send your email in. We actually like to look at you and we do an instant interview. It's 5 minutes. So go to each store, Watertown, Woodbury, Salisbury, or Prospect if you like to have an instant interview. And that's the way we kind of get the first chance at the 8 players. And our website is www.lebons.com.
Robert, thank you so much. We have Jessica Cute who just joined the line. Jessica, as you get yourself settled in the room, please go down to the participant tab and click on raise your hand, your digital hand. We want to recognize all employers. Jessica, please click on participants to raise your digital hand. Robert, thank you for that. When you get a moment, I believe someone's been typing your information in there, but if information is not in there, your contact information, please go ahead and put it in there. Larry Zola. Larry, how are you, sir?
Good, good.
You want to go ahead and present your company?
Sure. My name is Larry Zola. I am the scheduler and field supervisor for Certified Utility Services. We are a flagging company based in Torrington. We've been in business for about 20 years now. We're a family-run business. We provide work zones and traffic flagging mainly for Eversource. Eversource is probably our biggest customer. Eversource and most of the Eversource subs that you see working for them. We have approximately 65 employees right now. We're growing, and since we are essential, we seem to be getting more work rather than less as time goes on. Our positions are available now. They are full-time positions. We like to hire full-time. There's a lot of flagging companies that are part-time. We like to keep our workers working at least a 40-hour week if we can. In addition to flagging positions, we also have opportunities for van driver positions, which allow you to have a van of your own to take home. Van driver positions pay a little bit more, and they also come with a little bit more responsibility. Vans generally are put at Eversource hubs or Eversource contractors that work every day. We have full training that we provide. When you work with us, we provide training with some of our flaggers that have been with us for a long period of time. We also certify everybody that works for us through an online course that we also will pay you to take. We provide all the equipment that you need. The only thing you need are some, basic, boots and clothes that we can go over with you. But we've got a good crew of people who, we've been hiring a lot. We started a new job, a couple new jobs in Connecticut. So we've been hiring a lot the last few months. I seem to be talking more about the company the last couple months than I have in a year. So that's probably only a surface of what I talk to when I talk about the company, but that's pretty much a good summary.
Awesome. Larry, thank you so much for sharing that. When you get a moment, please type your contact information in the chat below. Alan Ladd, my friend, where are you? Come on in. Let's talk about your company. Alan. Alan going once. Alan going twice. All right. We'll come back to you. Melissa Lazaro. Melissa, help me out because I'm struggling. Where are you, Melissa? How do I say that?
I'm sorry, Lizarazo.
Lizarazo. Sorry about that. How are you?
No worries. Good.
Tell
How are
us
you?
about Wellmar. Good. Tell us about Wellmar.
So we are a nonprofit behavioral health organization located in downtown Waterbury. I am the HR generalist at Wellmore, so I assist a lot with recruiting. And Wellmore is one of the largest behavioral health and substance use providers in Western Connecticut. We service about 43 towns, and we've been around since about 2012. Prior to that, we were a Child and Family Guidance Center. We currently have about 260 employees. We have total 9 sites, and we service approximately 10,000 employees, 10,000 clients a year. So right now, we have two divisions. We have two divisions here at Wellmore, and we're split between our adult division and our child and adolescent division. In between, within those two divisions, we offer services that concentrate on those two types of populations, and so within those two divisions, we offer a lot of employment opportunities depending on your background. Most of the positions that we're recruiting for right now are clinician opportunities. So we're looking for people who have their master's degree in clinical mental health counseling, social work, marriage and family therapy, and then plus applicable licensure. We also offer other bachelor level opportunities, and also just we currently are hiring for an administrative support specialist role within our home-based program. And then anyone who is interested working for a nonprofit organization that has with a mission to help promote and encourage healthier lifestyles, I do encourage those people to reach out to my email address or HR email address, which is hr@wellmore.org, or you can check out all of our open opportunities and our career site at www.wellmore.org/careers.
Awesome, Melissa. Thank you so much. Kim Harris, how are you this morning? Let me unmute your line. How are you
Fine.
doing this morning, Kim?
I'm awesome. How are you?
Good. Tell us about what you're looking
Good.
for.
What we're looking for, I work for Career Resources, Mary Magdalene House / Isaiah programs, and they are transitional living programs. We're looking for 2 case managers at this time. The individual would hold a caseload of in between 7 to 8 people, and we're looking for the assistance, I want to say to help the clients transition back into the community. The clients are released from DOC. They're with us anywhere from 4 to 6 months. Sometimes the stay is even longer depending on DOC. But we're looking for the assistance in having them to transition back into the community, connect them with the services that are available to them, and continue on in a healthy lifestyle. They will be supervised by the assistant managers. There's 15 clients per program. We have 3 male houses, and then there's 1 ladies house. At this time, there is a little hold on, the access to the community due to COVID-19, but there's still things in-house that we can be training. Right now, we have clients that are taking part of the STRIDE program, which is excellent. So, that gives them a head start. Clients are allowed to work, and we want to, like I said, help them transition. Really, someone that's really invested in helping these clients transition and to live healthy, successful lives. So if you need to contact me, please do so at harris@careerresources.org. Please forward me your information, and willing to set up some interviews. We're really looking. I have 2 positions open, one in the men's house and one in the ladies' house. So look forward to hearing from you.
Kim, thank you so much for that information. Let's jump to Jessica Cute. Jessica, did I say that correctly? And Jessica, if you're talking, you have to unmute your line for us.
Hello.
Hey, did I say your name correctly?
It's Cutie.
Cute. Okay. Hey, Jessica, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Tell us about your company.
So I work for Beck & Dickinson, also known as BD. We're located in Canaan, Connecticut. So we are a global medical technology company. Our site individually is a major provider of the disposable syringes and other specialty products to the medical field. So we are located in Canaan, Connecticut. We have about 500 associates on our site. We're a 24/7 manufacturing facility. So we have 4 different shifts that run 7 to 7. They're 12 hours. So they alternate. We have 2 day shifts and 2 night shifts as well. Our main products that we make are 1, 3, 5, and 10 ml syringes, as well as oral syringes. We started in 1961, at which point we only created about 10 million syringes a year. And we are now up to about 3 billion. So we're constantly hiring, constantly bringing new people in. Throughout this pandemic, we have kept everyone fully employed. We're actually bringing more people in because the demand has spiked for the syringes due to the pandemic. So we are also taking the time to thank our associates by doing special things for them throughout this pandemic to keep them going, keep them motivated, and helping people come in. The positions that we're currently recruiting for, we are always recruiting for machine operators to run our syringe machines, our injection molding presses, and we also have some people coming in to support our sterilization group. We also are hiring technicians for either mechanical techs or electronic techs. And occasionally we have openings for tool makers or mechanical engineers, quality support roles, and other critical support positions as well. So some of our office positions. We do have an emphasis on career development. growing with BD. And we have a tuition assistance program here to help support associates who want to further their career, whether it's kind of career paths to go up to technicians, engineering. We have a micro lab here, any kind of support functions. We also have an apprenticeship with the state of Connecticut for our tool makers. And I actually have an associate, Ruby, here to kind of talk about her experience and how she's kind of worked her way up.
Hey, Ruby.
Hello, good morning. My name is
Morning.
Ruby Swartz. Thank you for your interest in BD. I wanted to share a little bit about my journey. I've been working for BD for about 9 years. I started as a temporary associate when I was 22 years old. I'm currently a technical writer for the engineering department. My role is to assist the project leaders with validation documentation pertaining to projects. When I started, I was hired for a second shift position. At the time, we had 3 shifts. Now we're running 24/7. So as a machine operator, I was able to obtain the necessary skills to help technicians fix the automated machines. I was intrigued by how everything operated, and so I inquired the additional development from the engineers to learn more about the equipment. Amongst the many opportunities for career advancement that BD has to offer, I saw an opportunity to be an engineer, technical writer. So I love engineering. I was driven to pursue a bachelor's degree in organizational management with a minor in project management. And so to continue to grow in my department. So I'm thankful for BD and their tuition reimbursement and support for my education. So today I am a senior and I'm looking forward to graduation. So as a coworker, wife, and a mother, BD is a great organization to grow. I have to say I met my husband here and he's been working here for 15 years. And with the career opportunities BD has to offer, he's a mechanical technician. So I look forward to meeting some of you. And thank you.
So apparently BD is like a one-stop shop for work, family. I mean, what else do you guys do? I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
We
Yeah,
do have a lot of mothers, sons, husbands, wives, everything. It's very family oriented and great benefits.
Awesome. Jessica, thank you for sharing that. And Ruby, thank you for sharing your powerful story. We'll be back with you in just a moment. Alan, we want to try to bring you back in here one more time, my friend. How are you? Alan going once.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, I'm not Alan. I'm his assistant. He's actually sick.
Hey, Alan's assistant. What's your name?
Fritz.
Hey, Fritz. How are you?
Swell. Just kind of under the gun here to step in for him. So
It's all right. You want me to walk you through the script so we can present your company?
yeah, I just got a hold of that. Basically, Alan is the Northeast Regional Manager for All Access Rigging Company in Waterbury, Connecticut. And what we do is traffic control, and we also provide bucket trucks and other services related to bridge inspections in the Northeast. Usually if you guys see the trucks with that long pad in the back, setting up cones and stuff, we're doing stuff like that. And basically we would be looking for able-bodied drivers who would learn to set up traffic patterns, setting up cones and signs, and maintaining a safe workspace for inspectors who are checking out infrastructure around the area and into, as far as Boston at this point. We do a lot of work in Massachusetts as well.
All right, sounds good. And then Fritz, what's the best contact information for Alan or you if an employer or employee wants to get in, or potential job seeker wants to get in touch with you guys?
Well, our website, I'll plug it in here, is allaccessrigging.com. Unfortunately, most people misspell a few of those words. Either Fritz at or a lad at allaccessrigging.com.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Fritz. I'm gonna put you on hold for a quick moment, and I just want to check the room. Are there any other employers in the room? If so, please raise your digital hand right now so that we can recognize you and give you an opportunity to present your company. This is the last call for all employers to raise your digital hand by clicking on participants in the bottom row of your options of the Zoom app. Raise your digital hand. We'll give you just a few moments to do that. And with that being said, Fritz, thank you for typing in your contact information. I want to start to unmute the employers in the room who have their hands currently raised. I want to bring you guys into the conversation. I want to start to talk about a few things that are important to job seekers. Now, all of you have presented what you're looking for and the type of positions you're looking for. Tell us a little bit, and let's start with Taylor. Tell us a little bit about the type of soft skills you're looking for when you're hiring a new team member onto your team.
Sure. So our most entry-level position is actually called a process and filling operator. That is essentially taking our adhesive, down packaging it into smaller syringes, bottles, that kind of thing. We've actually found that people that have experience in the food service industry have been really successful in these entry-level manufacturing roles because they do have such a high degree of safety, cleanliness, and quality. So I would say soft skills would be, also basic math skills because you are measuring, weighing, and doing that kind of thing. And it is very team oriented, so teamwork is key.
Yeah, that's good. And Robert, when we talk about soft skills and you think about your company and what you're looking for, what type of soft skills are you guys looking for? And for all the employers who are trying to answer this question about soft skills, we're talking about the skills that cannot be taught by school or academic. Let's mute that. Okay, so we're not talking about the hard skills that are required to do your job. We're talking about soft skills that make a person a good fit. Robert, let's jump in here.
So
what soft
that's
skills are you looking for?
That's critical. One of the questions I ask for 35 years now, as I want to think as a new associate, do they act and think like an owner? So here's a question. You own the store. It's 6 o'clock at night, and it's your store. It's not LeBon's Market. A customer calls up. They got some chicken that smells funny, and they're not happy. What are you going to do to make them happy? And so that's a question I ask every single new person. And most people will say, just bring it back. I'll give you a receipt. That's what the chain stores do. But that's not what we do here. I want to see the reaction. And what I'm looking for is, where do you live? I'll bring you cooked chicken, cooked lasagna, baked chicken, whatever you have. And if you're leaving, I'll meet you to wherever you're going. If you have to drop your daughter off at the high school, I want to see that these people think and act like owners, because that's how we become successful, as people just doing the right thing and taking care of the customers and going the extra mile for them. That's the biggest thing for me.
So Robert, did I just hear you say that you'll drop off chicken?
Yes.
So I'm going to slide in your DMs. I'm going to slide in your DM right now and send you my, no, just playing.
We have the best fried chicken.
Okay, I'm gonna have to take you up on that. But I think, Robert, to your point, that you're trying to drive at, it's so important for job seekers, whether they're owners of companies or not, to take their job seriously. And Larry, when we talk about soft skills, what do you find most important at your place of employment to be key soft skills for job seekers to maintain throughout their entire tenure with you guys?
Sure. So our positions are all outside. So you need to, well, you don't need to, but experience working outside is kind of critical, because it's an all day, it's a long day outside. You are in situations where you're going to be dealing with the elements. We work all year, so you're going to be dealing with the heat and the cold, standing for long periods of time. That's pretty much the most physically demanding part of the job. Some of the other things that I really look for, as far as anybody who works for us, being on time is absolutely critical. If we are late, anybody who we are working for is late, and that's super important that we try to get through to all our employees, and also communication with the company, with me, absolutely critical. Those two things, I find that if any employee concentrates on communication and being to work on time, 90% of the job is that. So,
yeah. I mean, I think that is so relevant. And Fritz, as we bring you into the conversation, I think what Larry is talking about are some of the key elements that sometimes I think as professionals we take for granted, but what we are teaching in our Strive program that's operated by CRI is that these soft skills, being on time communication, consideration of your team members matter. So Fritz, as you think about what other employers are looking for, take a moment to describe the culture of your company and what it takes for a job seeker to fit in your company.
Well, basically, we're a construction-based business, and we work early in the day. And typically, our people are done, maybe 3 or 4 o'clock. But I need to know everybody's here on time, that they're alert, they're able to quickly pull together some trucks and do oil checks and vehicle checks to make sure everything's safe for the day's job. And then we head out to a job location and set up traffic. So, I mean, I need people who are constantly alert and don't get complacent in the workplace, because it is, it can be a risk. I mean, you're out in traffic, but we make things safe. It is a safe environment, but you don't know what's going to happen out there. And we've got a lot of really good guys on the jobs, but we've got contracts, big things coming up all across the Northeast, and I need staff to be able to do that.
That is so, I think, Fritz, what you're saying, I think, speaks to probably the concern and interest of all employers. Obviously your opportunities that you have available are dealing with the elements of dealing with, the outside and the public. But Melissa, when we think about the work you guys are doing at Wellmore, the clients you're serving, it seems as though you might have some of the same interests and cultural expectations as Fritz. Talk about the culture of Wellmore, what you guys expect, the safety steps you guys are taking to make sure clients are emotionally and mentally taken care of.
Yeah, definitely. I think my computer froze. I'm not sure if you can hear.
We could, and now we can't. All right. So while Melissa is coming back online, we'll give her a minute. Kim, you're dealing with a vulnerable population as well at Isaiah and Mary Mag. Talk about the culture of the houses that you manage, what you guys have instituted there at CRI.
Okay, one of the things when you talk about the soft skills, you really have to be patient, with the clientele that are coming in, and realize that they are very frustrated, because they are trying to get their lives, back on track. And one of the things that, compassion, be compassionate about, what it is. Not only that, be compassionate, staff should be compassionate about what they're doing. You're trying to take a client from one place, to another place, and it's sometimes a place where he's never even been before.
Right.
So you really need that, be compassion, driven, and understand that, no two people are alike, and just work with each individual as an individual. And that's really kind of sums it up. You have the patience and compassion, and then know that we need to get these clients from point A, to point B, and that they really, really, given the opportunity, they really, really, everybody deserves a second chance. Sometimes we deserve third chances. How many times have we had a second chance or a third chance, And we just need that chance, to get it right. We've had some successful clients that actually have graduated, within the last year, that are now supervisors at their jobs, that have, running programs, other programs, because they went through job coaching. So we have some clients that are really, really, invested in with the proper guidance, that are actually showing up. Not only showing up, they're showing out. So, and then we keep track, of the clients, even after they leave. I continue to call clients just to check on them, see how you're doing, especially, in this time, how are you doing? How's the family doing? And clients truly appreciate that. So
right.
Just, you always need that follow-up too. So just when they leave the program, they don't leave the program. You know,
That's
we're
right.
always here as a support. If you need anything, you know, there are other services available, and don't be afraid to come back. But someone just to follow, just to have that compassion, you know, oh God, once they're gone, they're gone. No, no, they're never going out of your life. They're just not.
That
So
is so
compassion, strong.
That is so good. That is so good. And I think, Kim, you know, you're the segue to Melissa. She was going to be your segue. Melissa, let's come back to you. You
Sorry
just
about that.
you just heard what Kim said, right? Kim,
Yes,
she's dealing with the vulnerable population. We know at Wellmore, you're dealing with the vulnerable population. What's
definitely.
the culture of your company? What are the soft skills people must have? What does it take to fit in at Wellmore to be an effective team member?
Yeah, so we definitely have a mission-driven culture for sure. And we have a diverse population, employee-wise and community-wise and client-based. We serve a diverse population as well. So the type of employees that we're looking for, soft skill-wise, people that are team players, are familiar with our mission and the type of work that we do, and the fact that we are serving such a vulnerable population in regards to COVID-19 and the current pandemic and how we're operating. We have been able to adapt to the circumstances, and we're providing a lot of services and resources that are essential to our clients through video applications and over the phone, which is great because that's not really something we were doing before. So in the midst of, you know, all of this craziness, we have been able to become more, adapt to more of the newer technology age and have more interaction through video applications, which is probably something that we'll continue to do. And we also, for our residential facilities, which are still open and are considered essential services in the state of Connecticut, and our emergency crisis intervention clinicians and program EMPS, they are also essential, and they still have to have person-to-person, face-to-face interaction. So we have provided all of our staff with personal protective equipment, masks. We, you know, obviously encourage good hygiene, washing hands, sanitizing your hands. We have our medical director who continuously sends out all staff emails to our employees to check in and provide tips and recommendations. Mental health is a huge piece, especially right now. People have a disconnect. We're not really having that daily interaction as much as we were in the past. So also our CEO is also very connected to our employees and the community. He also has been reaching out. So it's a great environment to be in, especially during this time, and definitely very proud of the work that we do and everyone else that is doing right now. And I'm hoping for the best to just get back on track and resume normal operations as soon as possible.
That is so good. And I'm going to come back to COVID in just a moment, but I do want to take a moment to bring in Jessica and Ruby. And I want to take part of the segue Melissa gave us about technology, because you guys are in the manufacturing space. Talk to us about some of the technical skills you expect job seekers to have and technical skills you train them to have once they get hired.
So sorry, we're trying to maintain our policy with protect ourselves. So I would like to say we like employees to be eager to learn. In manufacturing, there's automated machines, there's quality, there's a lot of documentation involved. That's FDA regulations. So we want to make sure that those that are eager to learn can pick up those things to be able to provide, you know, the customers with high quality products. We want, not that we want, I'm sorry, we would like, you know, good communication skills. So driven also, we have a night shift, you know, that's 12 hours as well as the 12-hour days. Technical wise,
You know, we teach a lot hands-on, so they don't necessarily have to have a technical background. I mean, we brought people in who have worked night shifts before because we know that they can handle it, and we will provide them the training and the learning that they need to be able to do running the rails and operating. It's nothing that we can't provide hands-on learning for. So they necessarily don't have to come in with any technical skills as long as, again, they're willing to learn, eager to learn. We have a training program that we put them through. So they're training for about 4 to 6 weeks on days, making sure that they're skilled up before they even go to nights anyway. So it's something that we won't provide for them.
Yeah, that is so good. And I want to bring Taylor and Robert back into this piece of the conversation about technological expectations. Are there any expectations either of you have of job seekers prior to taking on the job, or do you handle any of that post hiring?
We do have a pretty robust training program here. So a lot of our entry-level positions we will train on site. One thing that we do look for is strong computer skills, just because there's so much data entry involved in all of our manufacturing positions. So just that basic level of computer skill is key.
Yeah. And then Robert, what about you?
Sorry, there was just a page and I wanted to mute it because it's noisy here in the store. We do training as well. Minimal, it's really customer services, soft skills, as you mentioned earlier, is what we're looking for most. Computer skills are an asset if you want to get on the technical side of, especially with the website and that kind of stuff. But we're really looking for people that are organized, have fast paced, and just want to learn.
Yeah. And I want to shift gears for a moment because I'm going to assume that some of those tech skills that were mentioned by the past 3 employers are pretty much consistent across the board. But I want to jump back to, it looks like Jessica and Ruby, you guys are sporting some nifty headgear there, which is indicative of, and as you said, Ruby, you know, part of the policy. And for all of us who've been shopping lately, we've seen some of this headgear in some of the stores we've been to. Jessica and Ruby, talk to us about your policy around COVID. Talk to us about what you're wearing, why you're wearing it. And the reason why I'm bringing this up to as the next conversation for all employers is because we want to make sure as a workforce development agency, and by the way, I should mention that this conversation is powered by Career Resources and the Northwest Regional Investment Board. We want to make sure job seekers feel safe and that they know potential employers that they're submitting their resumes to are caring about their safety. So Jessica and Ruby, walk us through your policy, walk us through what you're wearing, why you're wearing it, how it helps.
Yeah, so BD has put in a policy for people to have a requirement to wear face shields. You know, we have a tool room here, so in one day we were able to make 500 face shields to hand out to every associate. So given that we were able to do that, we've kind of put it into effect. It's protective not only for you, but if you're talking to someone, you can still see people talking out on the floor. It's very loud. So for the most part, everyone can socially distance 6 feet away, but because it's so loud, you might have to at least be able to see what someone is saying. You know, we do have people on fork trucks, so for them it's a safety hazard with the glare. So we do have at least a minimum that they have to wear a face covering or face mask of some sort. We've provided gloves out onto the production floor and hand sanitizer, and have put in, you know, the social distancing X's on the floor. So at time clocks or entryways, there's no one standing within 6 feet with one another. And we also have a temperature monitoring every morning and night for the shifts coming in. You are not allowed into the building unless you have gone through that.
Yeah, wow. And then Ruby, as one of the team members, what's it like wearing it? What's it like maneuvering around it? I mean, just talk to us about the experience.
As you can see, you know, a bit technical difficulties sometimes, but to ensure protection, you know, that's our number one priority. We keep it on pretty much most of the day. The shields are definitely better. You know, it's not restricting to breathing like the masks are sometimes. It's protecting from, you know, anything coming. So more or less, you know, it's taken some time to getting used to it, but we know that it's, you know, important. So, you know, our priority is to have it as much as possible.
And let me just stick with you for one more question, Ruby. You know, I'm going to ask you this question on behalf of job seekers. What has it been like for you to be on the receiving end of company policy around the face shields, right? How has it made you feel about your employment? How has it made you feel about BD's concern for your safety? I mean, talk to us about that perspective, because job seekers are wanting to know what employers are thinking. What are you guys doing to make sure we're safe if we jump back into the job market? Just give us a little insight there.
Well, I'm actually proud, to say that the initiative they took was immediate for our protection. They ensured that everyone was taken care of, that everyone, we communicated properly to make sure, everybody knew about the COVID and what it entailed and how we were going to take measures if anything was to happen. We also did implement a lot of the cleaning procedures, so just to know how quick the company got together, communicated with one another to make sure their employees were taken care of was number one.
I would like to chime in on that as well.
Yeah, go ahead, Robert. Come on in.
So I'm very proud. We have 420 people working for us, and being in the groceries business, we have a lot of people are on the front lines. I have 30,000 customers in my stores every week. So if there's a high risk of people getting sick, it's not much more than a supermarket. My wife is an ICU nurse. So once I found out they were checking her temperatures for 6 weeks now, we've been checking every employee, every vendor, and every customer's temperature for 6 weeks. We've had masks, gloves, and to date, knock on wood, 420 people, 30,000 transactions a week, not one person or one family member sick. So I'm very proud of that. A lot of people are upset about it, but every day I woke up, what can I do to keep my people and my community safe? And we've had 100% track record.
Yeah, and
Robert,
I
love it. Yeah, come on, Ruby. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to add, throughout the midst of everything, I've been able to work from home because school's been shut down. I've been able to be there for my kids because my husband works here as well. We kind of alternate. So that's one flexibility that they've given us, which is very convenient for us as well.
So let me just open this up to the floor. Other employers, what are you doing around employee safety during this COVID experience? Robert, appreciate you jumping in there.
Let me just say one more thing.
Sure.
Is we also, during this entire time, every associate has gotten a $2 an hour raise during this period because of the risks, and they're getting 30% off all their groceries. As well as this week, we're having a barbecue truck go to each store. So just trying to take care of them.
Robert, if my CEO wasn't watching this video, I would have to come and work for you, man.
Come to Woodbury tomorrow.
Deal.
The food truck's coming to Woodbury tomorrow. I'll buy you lunch tomorrow.
Cool. Other employers, what are you guys doing around safety? This is an open forum. I think Jessica and Ruby and Robert kind of laid the groundwork. Talk about your companies. What are you guys doing around safety?
I can speak to it a little over at Dymax. For several weeks now, we have been doing temperature monitoring. We've had every associate fill out a questionnaire every single day, just talking about any contact they might have, symptoms, travel, anything like that. We have also gone to 3 shifts. Previously, we did have 2 shifts. So we're really trying to social distance, and creating that extra shift has really made a lot of our staff feel a little safer. A lot of employees have also worked remotely where they weren't really working remote before. We've implemented a bunch of new cleaning practices, just around the clock. I think everyone's been working to keep it safe, and the communication with the president to the staff has been phenomenal. It's been, weekly to both our remote staff and the staff here on site. So we're really trying to keep everyone safe. We have not had any COVID cases that have originated at the plant at all to date. So we're really proud of that. We have had about 80 to 100 people coming in on site every single day since early March. So getting there.
Awesome. Others, thank you so much. Others, what are you guys doing around COVID to protect your employees?
I'll chime in a little bit here. I think that we've had quite a bit of confusion. Well, I think probably everybody has since this started, as to to what, the job that we have is pretty much it's outside. So it is a little bit of an advantage. So what we have are guidelines from Eversource that have been given to us for any of our employees who work for Eversource or their contractors. So it's spelled out pretty nicely by them. And what we tell our employees is that you are required to follow first, the governor's guidelines as far as social distancing to start with, and then whatever Eversource asks or their contractors ask at that job site is what we expect you to do. So having said that, we do provide gloves, masks, hand sanitizer, eye protection, ear protection, everything that they need to do that. So communication is super important with what we expect from them and what our contractors expect from our flaggers when they are out in the field. So it's been a rough couple of weeks, but I think we've got some pretty good guidelines now.
Yeah. So we are wrapping up. We are a few minutes away from the end of this first hour. I want to take this opportunity to recognize our Senior Vice President, Rob Hebert, who helped put this together. He's on the line. But I also want to take this opportunity to thank all of the employers from this 10 o'clock slot. You guys have been amazing. You guys have shared some really good information. We want to make sure we keep this going. So I'm going to ask again that if you should have received the link in the chat with the employer script. If you haven't done so already, I just put it in the chat. Please make sure you get a copy of that to me. Between myself and Bobby and the other team members, we're going to make sure we get that out to job seekers. We want to make sure we get your information out. So please be sure to fill it out to its entirety. And with that being said, I want to thank everyone who came for the 10 o'clock hour. We're going to take a 5-minute break here, and we're going to allow the employers for the 10 o'clock hour to cycle off. And then we're going to invite the employers from the 11 o'clock hour to get settled and join the room. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Why did they need me if you was going to be on this? I don't think because they see the name of it.
I see that I was early. When's a good time for me to be on with you guys? Dr. Clark.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
And now's a good time. We're just going to
Okay.
get started in a few moments. We just wrapped up the 10 o'clock hour.
Yeah, I
And
see that I kind of got on a
no,
little early.
no, it's totally fine. It's totally fine.
Okay.
Dr. Clark, it's Nick with Express. Can you hear me okay?
Hey, Nick, how are you?
I'm well.
So for those employers who are already on the line, I'm going to ask that you look at the bottom of your Zoom screen, tap on the participants button, and go ahead and raise your digital hand so that we can recognize you in this system. That's how we're going to keep track of who's on the line, who's not. Thank you, Michelle, for doing that.
Mhm.
All employers, thank you. Chris, is Chris Hernandez, right? Did I get that right?
Christina.
Oh, Christina Hernandez. Okay, got it. Thank you so much. Let me just change the name here. All right. Nick, thank you. All employers, please raise your digital hand. We'll get started in just a few more moments. All right. So folks, welcome to the room. We're going to get started in about 2 minutes or so, just to give everybody a chance to get into the room and to allow the staff to take a quick moment to gather themselves. While you're coming into the room, we're going to ask that you raise your digital hand. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see a button that says participants, and you want to tap on that button and it will say raise my hand. And when you do that, a blue hand will raise next to your name. This will allow me to keep track of all the employers in the room. In a few minutes, I will go over the housekeeping rules. I will be a host for the 11 o'clock hour, and I'm thankful that you're able to join us. Want to also thank Rick for raising his hand. Thank you, Rick. All employers, please raise your digital hand. And for the employers in the room, want to make sure that you guys have the employer script. If you look inside of the chat room, there's a link I just posted. If you haven't done so already, please complete that script, have it emailed back to me. And I'm gonna type my email address in the chat as well. That way we'll keep a record of it and we'll be able to share it with job seekers. All right, all employers, please raise your digital hand in Zoom by clicking on participants and then click raise hand. All right, everybody, want to welcome you into the looks like I was muted. I'm going to start in a few seconds. Going to do a quick countdown. I'm going to mute everyone's line right now. And you will have the opportunity to unmute your line. I'm going to go over the housekeeping rules after we do the introductions, and we'll go from there. Bobby, we're going to get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, One. Hey, everybody. My name is Dr. William Clark. I'm the Vice President of Strategic Initiatives here at Career Resources. This virtual job fair in the city of Waterbury is brought to you and powered by Career Resources and the Northwest Regional Investment Board. So definitely a huge shout out to both those organizations for putting this together. Career Resources is known for having job fairs all over the state of Connecticut. And of course, we felt like we did not want to be held back by the coronavirus. We wanted to make sure that we continue to do our virtual part by bringing this virtual job fair to you. Now, to the job seekers who are watching this video after it has been released, we want to thank you for being on this job fair call. We want to thank you for joining us. I'm going to go over a few housekeeping for our employers, and then job seekers are going to come right back to you for a few housekeeping rules for you as well. Now, for the employers of the room, we're asking that if you are calling in, we're asking that you use the Zoom app only. This is going to allow us to stay connected to you, and it's going to allow us to best interact with you throughout this call. So please use the Zoom app only. Secondly, if you have not done so, please, if you're an employer, please click on the participant button at the bottom of your screen, whether it's an iPhone, tablet, or laptop, and you want to click on raise hand. If you haven't done so already as an employer, please raise your digital hand. It's a little blue hand, and once you do that, it'll raise next to your name. This will allow us to recognize all employers who are in the room today. Third, I have muted all lines, and lines will be unmuted when your name is called upon. So please, when it's your time to speak, if I'm unable to unmute your line, please go ahead and unmute your line so that we can hear you nice and clear. Each of you should have received a script from myself or Rob Hebert. That script outlines just some basic questions about your company and what you're looking for. Please follow that script to make your initial presentation. And we're also asking that you email that script back to me, clark@careerresources.org. Again, you want to email it to me at clark@careerresources.org. No E at the end of my name. That particular document is going to be shared with job seekers who will be watching this video virtual job fair subsequently after we finish up here. Now, the last housekeeping for employers. After you get a chance to present, we're going to go through all the employers. We have about 5 people in the room for the 11 o'clock hour. We're going to have a post-presentation conversation. Think about it as a podcast. It's a conversation between us and your fellow employers who are out there, just to talk about what you're doing, what you're trying to accomplish, your vision, your expectations, etc. And so that's all the housekeeping for employers. But for you, the job seeker who's watching this after the fact, one, we want to thank you for trusting us to come into your home, to come into your smartphone, to share these open opportunities with you. But there are a few things I want to share with you. Number one, I want you to listen to every presentation from the 10 o'clock hour and the 11 o'clock hour. I want you to go through every presentation, and I want you to hear what every employer has to say, because what they have to say may indeed be the right opportunity for you. Number two, now that you have this video in your hand, you have the power to fast forward and rewind to your favorite part of the presentation. You may find 1, 2, 3, 4 or more employers that really piqued your interest. Because we're tracking the timestamps, you're able to fast forward and rewind to your favorite parts so that you can dig in and listen to the employers that really piqued your interest. And lastly, I'm going to ask you to leverage this particular presentation to learn more about the employers. Now, this is not a typical job fair in that you hear what opportunities are open and you go on your merry way. At the end of the presentations, you're going to hear me engage in a conversation with the employers. We're going to talk about what they're expecting, the culture of their company, etc. And this is where you get to learn some tips and tricks about what the employer is looking for and what may give you a competitive advantage in your job search. So all the employers on the line, without unmuting any line, can I get a thumbs up, a head nod that everything is good to go? You can hear me well. You agree to the house rules. Everything's good to go. All right, great. And I left out one thing. Once you give your presentation, just going to ask you to type in, Nick, thanks for the thumbs up, man. Appreciate it. I want you to type in your contact information, website, email, phone number in the chat below. We have Marie and we have Bobby who are from our team who are going to help facilitate the chat discussion. And when you type it in there, it will get logged at the point in time of your presentation. So with that being said, we're going to start with Michelle Jacobs. Michelle, welcome to the floor. Tell us about your company, what you're looking for. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. How are you, Dr. Clark?
Good and well. Tell us about what you're looking for.
Well, I work for Charter Oak Home Care. We're based out of Torrington, Connecticut and Farmington area. I am the regional manager of Charter Oak Home Care. For 22 years, I've been with the company, worked on both sides of the field, in field and in the office. I love my job so much because I feel either in the office or out in the field that at the end of the day, we are truly making a difference in in-home care for elders in the Torrington, Litchfield County area, as well as Farmington. My office staff is available to my caregivers and clients 24 hours a day. That's an encouragement on both sides, knowing that they have somebody that is there for them. Our company itself is veteran-owned, family-run. We're a home healthcare agency, helping Connecticut seniors remain in their home in security as they age. COVID-19 has really enlightened us. It's making everyone realize the importance of in-home care and having someone come, be with you, take care of you, knowing that you're safe and secure. Since 1985, we have been serving the Farmington Valley, Litchfield County area. Our primary office is located in Torrington, and our motto has always been the commitment to serve since 1985. The work that we provide is essential, which enables our caregivers to know that they have a stable position. We're looking for PCA caregivers, CNA, or home health aide. Certifications are not required. We do have them take a PCA certification test upon hiring. Our positions are all over the place. They're primarily part-time, but we do have some people that do choose to work full-time. The nice part about our company is that we do offer flexibility. If for some reason someone needs time off, like now during COVID-19, we work with everyone. They can stay home and homeschool if they need to and hop right back into their position when the crisis is over. As our company continues to grow, we will be hiring people on a regular basis. It's something that we do all through the year. Positions are open, and we try to match our caregivers with their clients. And the best way truly to apply is to go to our website at charteroakhomecare.com, and you click on the For Caregivers tab, and then you will apply online. And after completing the application, we will review it, and if we feel that you are deemed a good fit, we will contact you by phone and or email and invite you in to apply in person. And once you apply in person, then we go through the next steps of our hiring process. Our contact number, you can reach me at any time, is 860-489-4151. And our email address is employment@charteroakhomecare.com. Thank you, and hope to hear from some of you. Have a great day.
Michelle, thank you so much for sharing that. Christina, tell us about your company. Welcome.
Hello, my name is Christina. I've been working with the company for a short period of time, about 2 months. I'm the HR generalist here at Image First Healthcare Laundry Specialist. It's the fastest growing national healthcare linen and laundry service provider. Specialist in the medical market, so obviously we are essential employees. The reason why they hired me is because we are growing, as I said, and we are opening a facility in Trumbull, Connecticut. It's actually UniFirst, Unilever, their old building. It's about 60,000 square feet, which is one of the larger size facilities. So we will be opening a facility that's gonna house about 70 employees. Currently, I am seeking a new plant manager for that particular plant. So that's one of the positions that we have an immediate need for. they would be training in Farmington, which is the facility that I'm currently in, for quite some time with the plant manager here. In July, we're going to start to interview for maintenance techs as well as production workers. So the majority of the workers that we're going to have in the facility are production. They're in production. So we're going to have about 60 employees that we're going to be seeking for that particular facility. We're going to open in September. In September, we are going to be seeking an office manager. All of these positions, I would say, pay very well, comparable to our competitors. So one of the ways that you can apply is actually sending me the resume via email, because currently we don't have any postings currently on Indeed, which is the service that we usually use. So if you are interested in any of the positions that I mentioned, you could just send it to my email. So hopefully I'll hear from a few of you. And if you are qualified, we will be, as I said, conducting interviews. We also have something where even if we don't have a position available, we still like to have interviews with candidates just in case we have immediate needs, so that we could contact them if those openings do become available.
And Christina, real quick, what's the best email address for you?
The one that you actually posted is the best.
Okay. Oh, okay. I see it. Great. Awesome. Thank you so much. Rick Dalval, welcome, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Doing quite well. Tell us about your company.
Michelle and I go way back. It's nice to see her on here.
Awesome.
I'm not really here to talk. I'm here more to listen and put all this together for my clients and send it out and get it throughout the state to everybody that we work with. So that's basically this is a wonderful thing that you guys are putting on, and it's nice to see all the employers. So I'm just going to sit back and watch.
All right, Rick, thank you so much for your introduction. Ina, how are you? Tell us about what you're hiring for.
Well, right now we're hiring for a career agent. We are CRI, Career Resources, Inc., and we have a job for a career agent who will be responsible for working with the community. What we do is we go out, we look for employers, and we have customers who are WIO graduates, and we place them in different jobs that they are qualified for. So right now we have one, and that job is you are to go out to the community, find an employer, or find several employers if you can, come back, meet with your customer, do a resume for your customer, and then do a mock interview with the customer so that the customer is ready, willing, able to work. After that is all completed and you're sure, exceptionally sure that it's a good fit with certain companies, that's when you will send that person out to the company. It's a very strenuous job. You have to be out there in the community, which means you're talking to a lot of customers, you're talking to a lot of employers, and you're making them fit together. You have to be patient. You have to know your customer. You have to know your employer. You cannot and will not send a customer to an employer if they're not ready. So this is a long process. While you're working with your customer, you're also working with the employer. It's not an easy job to do. Again, a lot of patience is required. you have nervous customers that you will have to work with them for several weeks before you can put them out there. Also, we have customers that have a record, that have a background. You have to find a fit for that customer because, as we know, not everyone will be hiring a person with a background. So one of the things that we do is we ask the employer, do you hire people with a background? Luckily today, a lot of people are bending the rules a little bit, and depending on what your background is, you stand a chance of getting a job. But that is a difficult thing to do. And you tell your customer, we're here to help you and we will work with you. But notice, it's not an easy road. You may get knocked down, but you pick up yourself and you continue on.
Awesome, Ina. Thank you so much for sharing that opportunity. And we have one more employer before we jump to our open discussion. Nick Guerrero, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, sure. Tell us about your company.
So my name is Nick Guerrero. I'm a recruiting specialist here with Express Employment Professionals in the Torrington, Bristol, Connecticut area. We pretty much cover the whole northwest corner, which includes Torrington, Winsted, Canton, Avon, Simsbury, Farmington, New Britain, Southington, Plainville, Thomaston, Watertown, Warren, Moores. So basically just a big shape of the this northwest corner. We are one of the top staffing agencies in the United States as well as Canada. We do have positions currently open that we are recruiting for, which are critical. But one of the positive things about our company is, we have satellite offices throughout the state. Each express office is independently owned and operated. So, I can give you, for instance, we're Torrington, Waterbury, Danbury, Meriden, East Windsor, East Hartford. So one of the benefits for people searching for jobs is they're not, if they come to Torrington, they also can apply for Waterbury. We do have multiple positions out on our website, not only from a person looking for a job, but also if your company is looking for a job. One of the benefits is when we have an associate come in, we do reference checks, we do their resumes, we basically do background checks, drug testing, the whole 9 yards. So if you're looking for an employee and you want a short-term temporary temp to hire, you can rest assured that we've basically gone through the whole process with this person and they're able to come into your company and work. So I know primarily right now we've got machine operation positions we're looking for, dump truck drivers, landscapers, pool maintenance and construction, assembly. And there's a couple ways you can apply. You can call us directly at 860-482-5627. You also can go out to our website, which is www.expresspros.com/Torrington Bristol CT. And when you do fill out your application, it allows you not only to apply for our express office, but any express office that is within your footprint. So we'll have associates who will apply at Torrington, Waterbury, and Meriden, and that will stretch out their footprint of how many jobs that they could have available to them. We also can be emailed at jobs.torringtonbristolct@expresspros.com.
Nick, give us that email address one more time, just a little bit slower.
To apply online or the one to email us?
You know what?
It just popped up. Yeah,
okay, got it. So give us the last one.
It's the jobs.torringtonbristolct@expresspros.com.
Awesome. So I am going to bring back all of our employers. We got Michelle, Christina, Ina, and Nick. I want to engage in the conversation. First of all, I think, I was just chatting with Rob here, our senior VP, when I shot him out too, for his work and helping bring
Rob's
us
a
together.
great guy.
Yeah,
I
he's
used to
all
work
right.
with him at CJR.
Yeah, he's listening. He's the good guy. He put his
Rob and I
thumbs
worked
up.
together at Connecticut Junior Republic, so he's
listening. He is listening. But, you know, one of the things I was telling Rob as we were chatting was in a 10 o'clock hour and an 11 o'clock hour, you employers, I mean, you guys have some really quality jobs available. And I have been impressed with the fact that you guys are growing, that you guys are really moving forward, even in the midst of this strange time where people are losing their jobs and people are losing opportunities. So I want to kick off the conversation. Michelle, we'll start with you. Why should job seekers apply to your open opportunities? Why you?
Well, for one thing, our girls and guys are still working. We haven't had to lay anybody off. We have very, very much luck in our clients not being sick. Our clients are home. Thankfully, a couple that had to go into nursing home were able to get out and are healthy. But the beauty of in-home care is we always have work. You may have a client that goes into nursing home or into the hospital, but there's always room for fill-ins, you know, and we are so flexible and work so much with our caregivers. You know, that's a real plus because we don't criticize anyone if they have to be out because of their children. I think that's a big plus. We are looking for guys. Guys are kind of hard to find in our company, and we're always needing good men, you know, to work also. Ladies, we have team, but we only have a handful of guys right now. So any guys looking for some home care work, please, you know, apply online. And ladies too, we do need people for sure. We're growing, and in order to grow, we need caregivers to go with our clients.
That is so good. As Michelle said, she needs a few good men to add to the team. And Christina, you know, this same question applies to you. And I know you're new. I know that you're still learning the landscape. But as someone who's new to the team, which is a very unique perspective, why should job seekers even submit their resumes to your company?
It's something we call our operating principles. I don't know if you can see that or not. Can you see that okay?
Yeah, we'll pretend that we can see it and read the little fine print.
So basically in HR, right, our company is nationwide.
Right.
Our headquarters, it's in Pennsylvania. One of the things that they really strive to do for our employees is take care of them. So we have laid a few people off, but we are bringing them back in a few weeks. So no one has to worry about not having a position when everything kind of picks up again, okay? And as HR, our goal is to make sure that everyone is taken care of, right? So what we do on a regular basis, we kind of walk the floor, make sure everybody has what they need. The other thing is we always have events. Okay, so on a weekly basis, it could be something as small as just providing treats for the employees. Mother's Day, making sure that we give out flowers, things of that nature. So it may sound very small, but when you put it all together, it does make a huge impact on the lives of our employees. Now, going back to our principles, the most important thing that you see here is our service vision, which basically indicates create a positive moment with every interaction. So not only with our customers, but making sure that our employees are happy. So when they do interact with our customers, the customers understand and can see the happiness in our employees and how satisfied they are with the company. The other great thing about Image First is we tried as much as possible to promote within. We have a few individuals in our production staff that we are promoting to leads, supervisors, as well as our production manager in this particular facility. He was a customer advocate. Now he is our production manager. So there is a lot of room for growth. And if you were to move to another state, because we are nationwide, you're able to transfer into another facility if that's something you're interested in. So I would say there's just a multitude of different reasons why I think someone should apply. And I think they would really enjoy working for Image First.
I think that is good information and good context. You know, Nick, I want to bring you in here as well. Why your company? Why should job seekers go through your staffing agency to get to that next opportunity?
Well, I will tell you, previous to being hired on by Express, I was an associate, you know, and we had the pleasure this year in 2020 of being rated best staffing of clients and best staffing of talent, you know, and we're here in a twofold part to get people employed, but to also help employers find great employees. You know, I get satisfaction every day of when someone is down and out and they haven't been able to find a job. I've had someone come in on a Friday, get through the whole process, and on Tuesday they started work. You know, and for me, it's the satisfaction of knowing that I can help not only a business, but we call our associates find work. You know, and like I said, we're all over the United States and Canada. You know, so, and again, with us having offices all over the state of Connecticut, it just gives a person looking for a job a broader footprint of being able to get out there and get work.
Yeah, that's good. And Ina, coming to you, you know, why your team? Why does it matter that job seekers should submit their resumes to your open opportunity?
First of all, we've been around for 25 years, and our company is growing. If you like your community, and if you want to see your community better off, if you want to help people, if you're a people's person, then this job is for you. There is such a great gratification when you place someone in a job. I'll give you an example. When a person said to you who haven't been working for a long time, "Oh my God, I can buy my children Christmas gifts this year because past years you haven't been working." That is such a fulfillment to know that a person who hasn't been working is working. That's why Career Resources is here to help customers, not only our customers from WIOA, but to help regular people who comes in and help them find a job. Just tell them, hey, you know who's hiring today? Such and such a person. And then you get a call back. Guess what? I was hired. To me, that's the ultimate gratification that you can have, placing someone on a job.
And I think that is so accurate, right? Because I think, you know, what all you guys are talking about is finding connection to the work. We talk a lot about this in our Strive classes. It has to be about the connection to the work, and it can't be about just, hey, how much can I get paid and how much can I get from this job? And I do want to transition to this next question to all of you. And, you know, Nick, we'll come back to you for this one. You know, one of the hot button topics that we talk about in our industry, in the workforce development industry, are career pathways, career laddering, career opportunities. Talk to us about the career ladders that you have available or that job seekers can take advantage of once they come to your doorstep.
Well, one of the things that we really do well, and I know that myself and Tammy McDermott, who's another recruiting specialist in our offices, is, you know, we're taking their resume and we're taking their skills and experience and we're looking at and putting it into our system. And one of the tools we have is a reverse job match. So based on what skills they've done, whether it be, you know, machine operation, assembly, restaurant, we're able to take their skills that we've put into our computer software and match that against jobs that we have. And if we don't particularly have a job that right at that moment that suits them, we then have individuals who take their resume and send that out to other jobs. We do what's called an EMA email, and we can blast this person's resume out to 60 different companies. So, you know, again, for us, when, you know, we only do as well in our business as who we bring in and who we send out. You know, obviously we have a reputation. We want to make sure that the associates we're sending to a business are top notch. And that starts from the minute they walk in the door, making sure that we get enough, you know, vital information to know that this is the right position for you. You know, and if it doesn't work out, and it doesn't work out between the employee and the employer, it's great. Yeah, and the assignment, and then we continually will look for something else for that individual, or we'll look for another associate for the client.
Yeah, that's good. I'm a pause on my question for a minute. I want to jump to Image First. I got a question in the chat, and the question is, does Image First provide drug screening and perform background checks? That's the first question. Do you want to jump on that, Michelle?
For myself, for Charter Oak Home Care?
I'm sorry, not Charter. It looks like, who's Image First? Oh, is that Christina?
Christina.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Christina. Let me start with Christina. Do you guys perform drug screen and background checks?
We do. But I would say for the background checks, it really depends on the type of situation. So if it doesn't pertain to the business itself or the position, then we would take a second look at the individual. We would have a conversation with that individual if we provided an offer. So it's not a situation where the offer is rescinded immediately. It's more so based upon the actual situation itself. We would have that conversation. The other thing is, normally the background checks are sent to corporate, and they would have a say on if the person is hired or not. But again, everything is based upon if the background pertains to the position that they're applying for. So for instance, if you're applying for production, but you have a DUI on your record, then more than likely we would hire you. Now, if the person was a driver, obviously we're not going to hire you if you have a DUI. So it really depends on the situation.
Okay. And then the next question in the chat for you, Christina, is, are the positions you have available Monday to Friday? Are they weekends? Are they night shifts?
So they are during the day. When the facility opens, it would be Monday through Friday, but that may change. It may be that we're a 6-day facility. It may be where we're a 7-day facility. In that case, you would work, potentially, we would have some individuals working Tuesday through Saturday, or individuals working Wednesday through Sunday, or there's certain changes that may occur because this facility is new. Currently, we think it's going to be Monday through Friday, but that may change.
All right, that sounds really good. Michelle, I want to jump back to you really quick. I want to go back to this question about career laddering, career pathways, et cetera. You know, you mentioned you're looking to grow your portfolio or the number of male team members on the team. Talk to us about career pathways you have available and what individuals can expect by becoming a team member of your company.
Well, our people are PCAs, personal care assistants. And be it guys or ladies, they would be taking care of elders, seniors in their homes. So they may have to assist with the shower. They may have to do some hands-on care. We have a lot of men that prefer to have men, come and take care of them. So that we do a lot of placing. We try to do a lot of placing with our guys so that they have something in common with their client also. We don't have to do we don't do any med pouring. We do medication reminders. We do general housekeeping, take people to doctor's appointments, grocery shop for them. But everybody is hired as a personal care assistant.
And then talk to us about the benefits you offer, because your clients, not your clients, but your team members, they're dealing with the public. They're providing health-related services. I'm going to assume you guys are essential workers. Talk to us about the benefits you offer, particularly in this moment of COVID that we're dealing with.
Well, we offer the flexibility. There isn't a ton of actual benefits that we can offer at this time, other than we've had lots of handmade masks that were donated to us. We supply all their gloves. We've been giving them, the company itself has been providing them with some food, that we're given to our caregivers. We understand that they really, are risking their lives, and we're not considered, say, nurses or nursing home staff. We're kind of just the people that are out there keeping our elders home, but risking their lives. So, it's tough to do. We're doing the best that we can, to provide whatever we can give the actual caregivers, but, there hasn't been really some actual benefits that we were able to provide at this time. We have done a slight increase in their amount of pay, though.
And then we have a question for you in the chat coming in. And so for those of you who are not employers but you have questions, feel free to use the chat. We'll infuse those questions. Michelle, for you, what type of education do you provide for the positions you're hiring for? Any training you provide for new team members?
When a team member is hired, they will train with one of our caregivers, one of our staff that has been trained, about an hour and a half or 2 hours hands-on with a client. And they will go through everything that is done upon entering that client's home until you actually leave. In the office, we do a verbal training. We go through everything that they would need to do on a regular basis, from clocking in to clocking out, their tasks. We do also background check. We make sure that the person, kind of like Christina in a sense, if someone has some speeding tickets, we're not going to tell them that they cannot become a member of our team. If someone has a record that we feel that someone is going to be at risk with one of our clients, then we would not deem them a good fit. We are there. I think the important thing about our company is we are available to our staff 24 hours a day. So be it myself or our emergency on-call person is there as backup if there's any issues that happen, out in the field. We had some issues this week with a client not wanting to take her medicine at night. And it was something that needed the emergency line. So I think the security of knowing that you always can talk to someone is just a very big plus, for our company.
Awesome. So let's make this an open forum now because we got questions flying in here. So I'm going to try to address them. To all employers, what are you doing to keep your employees safe during this corona outbreak? And you don't have to wait to have your name called. You could just jump in and answer that question. What are you guys doing to keep your associates safe? Go ahead, Nick. You want to jump in there?
Yeah, basically for us is we make sure, like whatever facility they're working at, they're following the procedures of the masks and things like that. And then we also have a document that we're having filled out by the associate to make sure that they haven't been out of the country within 2 weeks, so there's a laundry list of things that they need to go through just to make sure they're safe. And then of course, we want to make sure our associates are safe and the companies we use are safe. So, we just make sure that everybody has a mask provided if need be, and that, they're having their safe distance as best they can. But, if someone did have a fever, then they'd have to not work for 2-3 weeks, however that process worked. And then once that was over, we would just do our due diligence to make sure that they were safe to be able to go back.
Awesome.
We've been trying to also just keep our current caregivers with their specific clients at this time. Not doing a lot of jumping around to different people, just trying to keep everybody as safe and secure as possible, and as well as supplying constantly the masks and gloves to every caregiver whenever they need them.
Awesome. Open forum question. I know we Christina this, but are there any drug tests and background checks that are required as a part of an employment agreement?
Can you hear me?
As
okay?
I said, okay, go ahead, Nick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, you can go first. Go ahead.
No, as we just do background checks. We do drug tests if we feel the need, when someone is actually hired, if we feel that there's a need, that something has happened at a client's house at that particular time, then we will take them for a drug test.
Nick, you want to jump in there too?
Yeah, as far
Ina
as
as well.
for Express, it basically would be applicable to the position if the business requires that a background check or a drug test be done. At that point, we would do it. It's not an initial prerequisite to come in. So.
Okay. Ina, anything you want to share, Ina?
Yes, we do have a background check.
Okay. Short and sweet. Okay. So here's another open forum question. Talk to us about the soft skills you're looking for the next person or persons you're looking to hire on your teams.
I'll jump in. I mean, literally, we're obviously, for us, we're looking for anybody who has some type of professional background, light industrial, office services. Because once hopefully this virus goes away and we can somewhat get back to some sort of normal life, we will have positions that were kind of put on hold that will hopefully be reopening. But we, again, like I said, based on depending upon where you are and what our needs are, I would just encourage anybody to apply. It's good to get into the database, and it's good to have a backup in case something doesn't work out for you.
Us too. We were hoping that, if there are any people that are unemployed due to a restaurant closing, as long as you are caring and don't have any issues actually doing some hands-on, we're open-ended, because we realize a lot of people are going to be losing positions if their company does close. So we're hoping that, we can pique some interest for someone to come to our team and join our family.
Yeah, Christina, Ina, you guys want to jump in there in terms of the soft skills you're looking for?
Go ahead.
So for us, when it comes, it really depends on the position. As I indicated, we are looking for 60 production employees. Those employees don't necessarily need experience, but we would want someone that's obviously has a good personality, is a positive type of person, personal, really fits our operating principles of trying to go above and beyond, and what we call being remarkable. As I said, we have a lot of opportunity for growth. So even though you don't have experience coming in, if you have the right attitude, you can be promoted to a higher level position.
Awesome. Ina?
What we do is we need someone that is very sympathetic, a good listener, someone that is a people's person, and know your surrounding areas, because you're out there looking for employers. So you do have to know your community and be a good listener, because when our customers come to us, they want someone who can work with them, but also listen to them. For example, if you have someone that comes from reentry, that person wants you to listen to their plight, what they've been through. Because if you don't hear them, you can't work with them. Because if you know what has happened before, you know that you have to tread carefully. And because of that, you do have to be an excellent listener, but also know when to say, okay, let's proceed, because you're here to find a job. So it's like a balancing act between you and your customer. So there's a lot of give and take. Yes, you do want to know their story, but I also want to get to do your resume. I also want to do a mock interview with you, because you have to be out there trying to find a job.
Yeah. And I think that's a great way to put a button on this. I think this conversation has been so interesting to me, you know, and I want to reiterate to all the job seekers who are looking out here, you know, these opportunities that were talked about in the 11 o'clock hour, they are ongoing opportunities that are continuing to grow. There seems to be career ladders here. There are opportunities for men to enter into the home healthcare space. And I think, you know, one of the things that I'm just excited about is that these are real opportunities that are available now. These aren't theoretical jobs. These aren't jobs that are going to come back, you know, next month. There are some openings right now. So to the employers on the line, thank you so much. To the job seekers who are watching this in replay, thank you for sticking with this. Go ahead, replay this presentation. Go ahead, fast forward and rewind to find your favorite spots and play back this conversation, because I think there's much more that was shared in the post-presentation conversation than you can get out of the 5-minute presentation from all the employers. So to all the employers, thank you so much. We appreciate you guys joining us for this particular job fair, and we'll catch you guys on the other side. And for the non-employers, members of the Waterbury team, would you mind sticking on as our employers exit the room? And we'll call this a wrap, Bobby. We'll stop the recording process.
Thanks
Thank
again.
you guys.
Bye. Thank you very